everybody. We are at Studio Central live today for the workshop on Friday. Hello, happy Friday. It's Friday, and the workshop artist today at Studio Central is none other than Brad McKay. And before I show you this lovely human beside me, just so you know, Studio Central is in Central Park, Winnipeg. We are at 444 Kennedy Street. And we offer free art programming, so the supplies is given to you here, and we really believe that art and community can really help and just ignite your mental health to be so positive. Really understanding and open space that, you know, you have that room to breathe. If you're not having the best of days, we're still welcome and having a great time together. So it's always about that creating together, which we really like. So creating together with us is Brad McKay. Hello, Brad.
Hi.
Hi, just got my finger in the camera.
Yeah, just make sure you don't block the camera with your finger.
Yeah, I just did.
Anyways, yes, we're here I'm Brad. I'm an Artbeat alumni from the 23rd group. That was a few years ago, anyways. So, this P word, the pandemic. But anyways, today we're doing pointillism. Pointillism, I actually got started in grade 8. My teacher, because I had anxiety issues, I kept tapping a lot. So she says, you know what, you can learn this technique of drawing, which will help you out with that. Well, it did, but then you get addicted to it. But it's called pointillism. So it's drawing with dots, because I kept tapping all the time. So anyways, pointillism is a technique usually done in painting. It's a small, distinct dots of color applied in patterns to form a art image. Today we're doing it in ink, because I'll get to that. Georges Seurat and Paul Signac developed the technique in 1886, branching from Impressionism. Pointillism is using distinct colors that will blend into different color when you mix them, right? Like when you overlap them and that. There are other names used to call pointillism. They call it stippling, dotting, engraving, drawing, painting, and so forth. First ever pointillism was done by the French painter Georges Seurat, who founded the Neo-Impressionism movement. Today, pointillism is gone to the tattoo artists. Tattoos are actually a form of pointillism, believe it or not, because it's used a needle and it's so fast, it's, you know, going like that. So, yeah, we can't do it that fast with our hands, but it goes back to the days where some of the tribes would use bamboo and pound your like the ink into your skin. So that's pointillism. Many artists today are using pointillism in pen and ink and using closer dots for darker areas and the dots farther away for lighter areas. The techniques are used when forming an image in pointillism. I have a couple examples here of some of the ones I've done. My favorite artist in pointillism today is Yuri Skorohod. I can't even pronounce his name, but if you go to his, he's got his website there. I don't have it down, but he's got some amazing pointillism artwork, and like it's phenomenal. He describes his work as born out of nothing, and it's kind of like that's what pointillism is. You never really. This is what I did, just like for 10 minutes. It's out of nothing. I started off with a blank page and I just drew a couple lines and then I worked off that.
That's so cool.
So basically it's made out of nothing. It's coming from here to here, right? So it's forming an image that would be like coming from you. So it's how you form the dots, how close they are. This one here is one of my favorites. It's called Burden of Grief. I did this one because I was going through some really, losing both parents and my kids and all that other stuff. This is kind of like, this was me, right? So, and then you get into, of course, my favorite. He looks like my great-grandfather, same mustache and everything. So, yes, this is a Salvatore Dali, and I did this image in pointillism. I love this image. This is one of my faves. There was one other one I did. There's the example here on how I usually start off with is shapes, and then you work with those. You can do it either or. Today I was doing with the eyes, focusing on the eyes and then working from that. You can use, like, I use like things like just an ear and then shading it like you want, you know, to form the ear. So whatever item you want to use to form, using pointillism. And pointillism, you rarely use lines unless you have to. Like in this one here today, I only used lines in here to show the eyelashes and the teardrops and so forth, right, and the eyebrows. But everything else is going to be point, unended point, right? So, and the way you do the pen, you got to be careful, because a lot of people tend, when they're doing pointillism, they drag the pen and it looks like a teardrop. What you want is a dot, so you have to actually come straight down and do it real fast. And once you do that, you get a nice form of dots. But if you go too fast and you're dragging the pen, you're going to get something that looks like ticks rather than a dot. So just be mindful of how you're holding your pen. The pen is the key, and it's going straight up and down. And it's just forming those nice dots, you know, to make an image, right? Like I can do an eyeball much better this way than I can drawing a line, you know what I mean? I can just do this. And then I got an eyeball, right? Like it's better, like it's slower than the drawing the lines, but it's I don't know, it's something about pointillism. It helps me with my anxiety. And you get really stuck and caught up in your drawings once you get going, because it's like it could take you an hour just to do a drawing or two. But that's how I use, like, because with my mental health, I use a lot of pointillism because, like I said, I tap a lot, so it helps me, you know, get through the day without tapping the rest of the day. You know, I'm tired of tapping now. I don't want to tap anymore. But yeah, it's a nice form of drawing. It's not used that much, but it's actually getting very popular now amongst artists because, like I said earlier, tattooing is a form of pointillism, so a lot more people are actually starting to draw that way. So I'm going to hand out some pens, some paper, whatever image you want to do. It's up to you. I'm not going to tell you what to draw. If you have any questions or anything about the, you know, how to do it, I'll come stand at the distance, but I'll explain it much better individually if you need that. So yes.
Cool. Well, James just said he's broadcasting live at Artbeat, so hey, and he says, hi, Brad.
Hey, James.
Hey. Well, there you go. It says that pointillism is almost like a form of mindfulness as you're working. You just really are getting this repetitive motion out. I'm excited. I'm going to try something. So let's get started. Why not? Pass out those materials. And our pens. Brad was so gracious and grabbed us some pens. These are his favorite type of pens to use.
I like using gel.
Wow. Cool.
Gel has got a better flow.
Wow. These eyes are great.
Want to try it? So yeah, it's whatever you want. If you want to even look at some, like, I only have a couple.
Some inspirations.
This one I get a bit of ticking on there because I was getting tired.
Well, I guess I'll set up a little thing, and that way we can watch each other do some pointing work. Let's get this going.
So yeah, and then this was just a goofy one I did myself. So, but it's just being, you know, it gets you into that mindset, right? Like you just get lost in your drawing once you figure out what you're doing. So I hope you guys enjoy yourself. What am I drawing? That's the other one. These are done on stickers. I like to do some sticker ones too, and then I stick them up. These ones were too good that I didn't bother. They're too priceless, you know, to go stick them somewhere, you know, you don't want anyway.
All right, so I'm gonna bring you guys on a journey of me working through this pointillism. I'm just gonna set you up on a little stand here.
Your pen too much, you want to go up and down. So when you're doing the dots, you want to. I always hold my pen like this, just go up and down.
That's the whole point.
Because if you drag your pen, like sometimes what I do is I'll make blue blues and it's pretty dark up here. Whatever. can mess up with pen and fix it later. People say, oh, you messed up, and they crumple it up. I say, no, you can hide it. You just gotta know how to. You know? And you think tattoo artists do too. Know how to shade and blend. And I'm a big fan of tattoo artists, as you can tell. I got a bit of tattoos myself. So.
Oh, I didn't notice.
but yeah, it's just knowing that, wow, tattooing is a form of pointillism. It's just the needle's going so fast, and you don't realize it. It's actually pointillism. You know.
I'll try and draw a head.
You're ambitious. I'm just doing like a flower or something.
I like it that you can kind of, it's almost like you're drawing a sketch at first with your lines that you're doing or your dots, and you can keep adding or taking away, and then those dots can act as like shading.
Yeah.
Almost.
And like I said, the farther apart the dots, the lighter the area, closer to more dots is darker. So wherever it's darker, use more dots and things like that. So it's just all about blending, eh? It's, you know, if we did it in color, you use different colors. Like
I've seen that.
Remember
Those
I
are
did that workshop
interesting.
and presentation on George Seurat.
And we used paint.
Yeah. So yeah, that was fun. Learning how to blend colors. I prefer doing it in pen and ink though. It's more my opinion, so I don't mind painting. It's less messy.
Yeah, and you can take it anywhere.
Yeah. Well, I'd sit in the mall sometimes. Well, used to anyways, but you can't even sit there for too long now. It's like they kick you out after 20 minutes, but it's like I can't even sit down and do a drawing anymore, you know. So I go to the park or something and chill out at a picnic
Park's
table.
nice, yeah.
Enviro therapy. Being in the environment for therapy. It's cool. Gets pretty tedious, but you know what? You get lost in it. That's the thing.
It's almost therapeutic hearing the sound.
Yeah. Well, I did it one day. I was drawing a picture. I was in a workshop at CMHA, and the one lady beside me kept watching me because I was tapping all the time, and then she finally realized I was drawing.
It's like, why is this man doing so much
she
tapping?
just goes, don't worry about it, you're drawing. I thought you were just tapping. I said, no, I'm drawing. She goes, oh, that's neat. The point, the dots. And I said, yeah. But it was just like, I could pay attention and draw at the same time, listening to what was going on in the class. And, you know, I get like that sometimes, you know, in an environment like that. Social anxiety is one of my things.
Kind of helps get in your own little world.
Yeah. Well, I'm great at like doing presentations in front of 300 people or something. I can do that. It's just, it's my anxiety levels that I have to recognize and monitor, whatever you call it. Maintain.
Oh, yeah.
I've already changed the expression on this head twice. It was open eyes, then it was closed, now it's open with one eye closed. I guess maybe we'll call it sleeping with one eye open. I hear our lead.
Yeah. She's outside there, so. Yeah, I totally procrastinated right till this morning and did all my notes and stuff. Yeah.
Well, they were thorough, so that's fine.
I procrastinate to, like, I get things done. It's just I procrastinate to the last minute.
Yeah, same. I don't know what that's like. What? Weird.
Well, no wonder I pushed myself so hard in school. I always wait till the last minute to get everything done.
How's it going? Not bad. Oh yeah, you're getting the hang of it now. Yeah, literally.
I'm trying.
But they use this technique, you know, how they make dollar bills and stuff. The plates, they're actually done in pointillism. And it's called etching.
Yeah.
So if you ever look at, like, say, American dollar bill, you'd actually see dots in the ink.
Oh, that's sweet.
I think ours does too. I'm not sure, but they got these new plastic bills.
Friday. Yeah.
You know, but they use pointillism.
Bring like a bunch of stuff.
You can see it here, like, all the different patterns and stuff.
Oh, yeah, totally.
It's all
Yeah,
pointillism.
yeah,
It's all
I didn't
etching,
notice that.
right? That's another form of pointillism.
Yeah. No, I like that.
Pointillism grew so much since 1886. Right?
And it was like done in paint before.
Paint originally, and then people started using other mediums. They started, oh, let's try this kind of technique in, you know, like vinyl cuts even.
Yeah.
You know.
That's something different.
Oh no, I just wanted to feel it.
It's very sawdusty.
I didn't that's what I
Well, you're using MDF,
Are
are
you
you?
going to
I
Yeah.
hope so.
that's fine.
That stuff's always sawdust.
How's things going with the snow?
Oh, mine. I'm gonna have to go fix mine.
I always have problems with eyebrows.
Yeah, my eyebrows are very manicured in this drawing.
I can never get that. Like, one way you do the hairs this way, and then I'm like, oh, I gotta switch hands and do the other way.
And I feel like my drawing only really comes out after I have like dots everywhere.
That's very good.
Thank you, Brad. And then I feel like it adds more. I can't have like one spot that's just white.
Yeah, me too. Yeah, I try to leave white spots, and then I end up going,
No, I like it more with like, I guess a higher stark contrast.
yeah.
Well, I can thank Brad, you, for getting me into pointillism. Because I do it from time to time at
Well,
home now.
it was a fellow Artbeat alumni who actually pulled me back in.
Back in, yeah.
You know, and he did a workshop one day on it, and I was like, you know what? I haven't done it in like 20 years, and then I was hooked again. You know?
Yeah.
But he says, it just seems like you never, you know, stopped learning. You know, you weren't like, I was better than I was when I was 18, but I never done it for 20 years. You know?
It's just in you.
Yeah. I was that teacher, my art teacher, who inspired me to do it. I did the album cover there of Van Halen, 1984. It's the little cherub on the front album.
Oh, sweet.
I did it exactly like in pointillism, and I got 100% on it.
Nice.
And it's like my teacher said, you know what, you should draw more in pointillism.
Yeah, that's your thing. I also feel like I'm really loud. Is everybody else making noise on this?
I'm doing it like two sideways.
Okay.
So I'm like,
Do
I
you
should be
do
louder.
you hear me making lots of noise?
Hear a little bit.
Oh, I'm
I hear
sorry.
a little bit.
Sorry.
When you're like directly on like a table,
Yeah. I've tried to put a paper underneath me.
I am sweating just standing here.
Yeah, stand in front of the window.
Oh gosh, is it gonna rain already? Jeez.
Yeah, take
Been
away.
playing that song all day, Let It Rain. An artist that's singing, and I played all three of them. Please rain, I want some rain. The rivers are low, we need water. I went by the river yesterday and it's like, holy moly, is it rain?
Yeah.
It's too dry this year.
I'm good.
Not that I don't mind it not have rain, but rain once in a while. So I'll be doing a rewrite on that.
Nice.
Read. Like, gonna copy it out, type it out, edit it. Might do it in the next.
Oh, please do. I actually the slam we did in person here just got uploaded online. I'm gonna put it on YouTube as well. That way we have like more people can watch it. Yeah, I'm gonna start editing a lot more of the videos to put on YouTube as well. There's more people.
Damn, Brandon. And I just went off and freaking bumped my head on that.
Yeah, same.
Oh, sheesh. I haven't drawn in 3-4 weeks. I haven't done
You're starting
any
again.
art stuff at all. Like I've been sewing stuff, masks,
Nice.
off and on. But I've been so like just delving into like stupid video games.
The face.
Like, get lost in out of reality kind of thing. You know?
Yeah, yeah.
Call it getting outside your head. I get too much in my head.
Rather than being
sometimes.
in your
It's
head,
like,
yeah.
I gotta get outside my head and play some video games. Holy moly. Whoa!
I know, there's really big fly living in here. Thanks for killing it.
Now you would have a heavy duty mask for when I go to the clinic.
Nice.
I have one of these ones, the R N ones. Or
Oh, wow, yeah.
and gloves. I had to go get blood work on Fridays, last Friday. Couldn't even go in there without a mask on.
Yeah.
And then they charge you, if you didn't have a mask, they charge you $5 for one.
Oh, that's wild. Just pick one up here.
I know. I forgot mine at home. You're-
Alright, well, I think that's where I'll get right now. It looks a lot different from where it started, definitely. This is very thin paper, you can see my hand through it. But, yeah, that's my, little pointillist journey here. It was very fun. Thank you, Brad, for teaching us some pointillism. Woo, I appreciate it. I will see you. Have a lovely weekend. We'll see you guys, on Tuesday.